Ms. Bouchard, Travis Danraj, I'm sure you're familiar with him, of course. He worked for the CBC. He was the host of the show Canada Tonight. He aimed to give multiple voices and different perspectives an opportunity to share on his show. But unfortunately, due to the culture that was created within CBC's workplace, he was forced to resign. And in his resignation letter, he described CBC's workplace as facilitating a culture of, quote, retaliation, exclusion, and psychological harm, end quote. How do you respond to these allegations?
Well, as you know, Mr. Danraj has filed a complaint to the Human Rights Tribunal. So unfortunately, I'm limited in the comments that I can make because we're going to hear the evidence at that tribunal.
I'll just set the record straight right here. At this committee, you do have the ability to be open and honest here, and everything that you say here, of course, is kept in confidence, and it's not usable in court. So I'd be curious as to how you would respond to that.
Well, this is not my interpretation of my responsibility. We are in a court litigation or a quasi-judicial tribunal litigation. With respect to that process, I will reserve my comments.
Is it true that there's a culture of toxicity at the CBC?
That's not what I've experienced. Now, you may know that I've worked with the CBC prior to coming back as the CEO. I worked there for almost 30 years. I've been away for 10 years. And since I've been back, I've been traveling and meeting with a lot of our employees and a lot of stakeholders. I've not witnessed what you describe as a culture of toxicity.
Those were the words of a former employee. Actually, those are Travis Danraj's words, not my own. He would speak from his experience there. Now, I'm curious, have you looked into his case at all since becoming CEO? You've had 11 months to do so.
Again, I cannot comment on his specific case.
I'm not asking you to comment on the specific case. I'm just simply asking you, have you looked into it? Have you looked into his complaints, his concerns?
There are people in the organization that are charged with doing that, and I trust that they have.
So as CEO, you have not, but you have simply allowed others to do that work for you.
Well, as is natural in a large organization, I don't actually double up on everybody's responsibility.
Okay. Ms. Bouchard, as is natural in any organization, the buck stops with the CEO, the person at the top. They are the person responsible for cultural formation. And the culture at the CBC, according to Mr. Danraj, is one of toxicity. It's one where there is retaliation, exclusion, and psychological harm being done to employees. You're telling me that that doesn't concern you enough to dig into that on your own. You're telling me that you've simply stepped aside and allowed others to deal with that.
I would tell you that we conduct surveys on a regular basis of the work culture, the employees' perception. So one individual's claims does not make a whole organization's culture. What I have as evidence, first of all, is my own experience in the organization in the last 10 months, but also the responses to surveys that we conduct regularly with our employees that describe their sense of pride and their sense of fairness in the organization. And those surveys show that the sentiment is widely positive.
Those surveys are anonymous?
Yes, they are.
Excellent. In a leaked phone call that Mr. Danraj, he asked the CBC management, quote, why can't they, the CBC, get interviews with Conservatives? And the CBC management replied back vaguely saying, quote, well, you know why. So I'm curious, in your estimation, why are Conservatives not welcome at the CBC?
Well, I would say Conservatives are quite welcome at the CBC. In fact, they are interviewed regularly.
Give me an example of the last 5 Conservatives that were interviewed on the show within the last 2 weeks. Anywhere within the CBC.
I can't answer that. I can get back to you and give you more detail, but I don't watch and listen to everything we broadcast on a continuous basis. So if you would like, I will provide those notes.
Which show offered by the CBC do you think is most fair, offers the most diverse views in terms of news coverage?
Well, all of our shows are, especially in the news area, are governed by the same journalistic standards and practices. So I would say...
Some are equally diverse?
I would say they were all striving to achieve the proper balance in terms of subject matters, interviewees, and diversity of points of view.
So there would be no bias at the CBC?
Well, I would say that that's not our policy, that's not our practice. I'm not oblivious to the fact that some people claim there is bias, but that's not how we work.
Your perception. What's your perception? You're the head of the organization. What's your perception?
My perception is that we are working very hard to try and bring accurate, factual-based news and information to Canadians every day.
So no bias at the CBC according to you?
No bias according to me.
Okay, interesting.
Thank you.